Now, a show of support today for two young brothers who died in a house fire. Jamison and Julian Kaiser died Friday when their home in Defiance went up in flames. Witnesses, they tell us that family members tried to save the boys but were sadly unable to get to them in time. Today, friends and loved ones gathered to honor the two young lives gone too soon. They held a balloon release at Daniel Boone Elementary, where Jamison went to school. The brothers were remembered for their happy smiles and their love of life. And today, an off-duty firefighter rushed to the rescue, saving two people from a burning home in St. Charles. The firefighter says he was on his way to work when he heard the call and got the victims out just in time. First Alert 4's John Kipper with this story, new at 10.
All the stars align in this situation.
This home in St. Charles City is a total loss after it caught fire Sunday morning. But according to Captain Kelly Hunsel, two people inside a bedroom during the fire got out alive after quick work from an off-duty St. Charles firefighter and paramedic.
He had actually been traveling to work in the morning and happened to hear the call come out right as he was by the neighborhood.
That man is Kevin Drury, who worked with two police officers to go inside.
Heavy smoke banked down. There were a bit of hoarder conditions, so it was difficult to gain access into the building.
Working through obstacles to drag the victims out, who went to the hospital for smoke inhalation. Now, this Sunday morning fire in St. Charles is just one example of the many fires that firefighters all across the St. Louis region have been responding to recently, as the frigid temperatures leads to some problems that can cause fires. A house fire in Defiance Friday took the lives of two young boys. Another fire at an apartment building in North City claimed the life of one man. And a fire destroyed the Grand Hotel, also in North City this week. And while official causes for those are unknown at this time, during the winter, there can be an uptick of fires as people break out their space heaters and wood-burning stoves.
If you're going to be using some sort of additional heat source, make sure you do it safely.
Hunsel also says make sure you have a backup exit plan, like a window, in case the front door is inaccessible. Reporting in St. Charles, John Kipper, First Alert 4.